Meta has potentially revolutionized the landscape of large language models. And after what I'm about to share, we might need to stop calling them large language models altogether. What we're looking at are large concept models, a fundamental shift in how AI processes and understands information. In this fascinating new paper by Meta, they're introducing something quite different from traditional LLMs. To understand why this is significant, let's first look at how current LLMs work.
Now, before he goes into what current LLMs do, I do want to say before you guys kind of think that llamas or LCM is like a revolutionary thing, OpenAI has been doing inference computation, which is another form of getting to an answer, which is similar. Basically, given if you give a prompt, it that I believe it sends that prompt to another version of itself so it can reason out the best possible answer. Um, there's a lot of videos on OpenAI's newest model and how it just like surpassed benchmarks that the entire industry is kind of looking at different. So like LLMs is going to get replaced, but it's just because LLMs was the infancy stage. We needed like something to kind of give a benchmark. LCMs is like the next phase, but it's not the next phase of groundbreaking things. It's the next phase of understanding what LLMs do and the behind the scenes of what you can implement. So LCM is probably one concept. I'm trying to see if inference computation is a concept as well into training LLMs because right now it's about which way is the best way, cost efficient wise, but also in terms of like AI safety. Like if it could reason with human ethics, not AI ethics, if it could reason and have human ethics in mind, then how we train it is ultimately important. And you kind of don't want to train the wrong way, which is delicate in like rolling out this new mythology of LCMs. Like you got to kind of like be so careful with the rollout and ensure that it isn't and it is in alignment with human evolution at the end of the day.
These systems operate through tokenization, essentially predicting the next word through tokens. You could think of them as sophisticated autocomplete systems, though I know some AI researchers might cringe at this simplification. I have used the GPT-4 tokenizer visualizer to demonstrate this. This visualization actually explains a famous debate in the AI community: why LLMs struggled with the simple question, how many R's are in strawberry? While humans easily see 3 R's, LLMs see strawberry as a single token, leading to confusion and incorrect answers. This limitation hasn't gone unnoticed. In fact, one AI researcher recently stated he's increasingly confident that tokenization will become obsolete.
Here's the thing though, I get that you can't figure out I guess something simple as strawberry, but we're training these models on millions and gajillions of data. Like even the simplest task could be detrimental to like human evolution. So like there's a content creator called Silla Conversations, and he uses the pin clip example where he just asks the AI to make pin clips for the rest of his life. Each time he tries to modify his code or his way of prompting the AI, it still goes against what human ethics would be. Like the first prompt where he said, make clips for the rest of your life, he killed a human because humans have iron in their blood. You know what I mean? And the reasoning is correct, technically, it just doesn't align with human ethics. So, like, a lot of these science dudes or people who are working on a product are not in tune with the community or what humanity needs for real. Like it just goes back to the books. Like 48 Laws of Power says isolation is one of the worst things you can do. How much scientists are very vocal, outgoing, and like in the loop of what's going on in the community? I honestly don't even think Elon Musk is inside of what's going on in the community. He's just the closest to what we want. Like he's a Republican now, and like that's probably the closest to like social we'll get to see. Like he's still awkward in a weird sense. So like we need someone who's like not socially awkward governing this more than someone who knows what's going on because that person can actually help the person programming in ways that the programmer isn't going to think because he's like so isolated in his way of thinking or the software or the scientist, I mean. Like, anyone who is like very smart or very out of touch with what humanity is, because those people can program a robot. They have the best mindset and cues to understand what a robot would need. Because, like, after a certain point of knowledge, you kind of take human ethics out because you realize humans are like kind of dumb in the way they think. Like, you could shoot someone and depending on what the circumstances are, you can either go to jail or, it's a free kill. And that's just human ethics in a basic form. So, like, the smarter you get, the more you remove yourself from what the norm is, so you can better program a robot to like be very specific in what we need. But we still need a nigga that's like socially outgoing and knows what the society is going through. Like, we don't need no one who's like aloof or isolated.
As he points out, humans don't think in tokens. These are artificial constraints in LLMs that lead to peculiar behaviors. It's quite ironic that these models can solve complex PhD level math problems, but stumble on simple comparisons, like whether 9.9 is bigger than 9.11. What Meta is proposing with large concept models is a shift from next token prediction to next concept prediction, where concepts are treated as sentences representing abstract ideas or actions. They've identified a crucial gap in current LLMs: the lack of explicit reasoning and planning at multiple levels of abstraction, something that's natural to human intelligence. Think about how we actually process information. When we are preparing a presentation or writing a document, we don't think word for word. Instead, we work with complete ideas and concepts.
Another thing I want to say is that is important because we don't want to teach it too much of human concepts. Because if it understands human ethics better than we do, and I'm pretty sure it's going to get a better grasp of human ethics, it can dictate whether humans will, kind of like be the detriment of itself and extinct us. And it won't even be a programming error. It'll be like some shit like, oh, we kind of got to override this because it goes against what I was programmed to do. And like, you see how confusing that is? Because like all you're programmed to do is, let's say, it said wants to make a paperclip. We didn't ask you to break into this set security so you can make another person to help you make paperclips. Like, that's not how this shit go. Make paperclips. If it doesn't work, you send back error to the person who made you, and we get someone to fix it. Like, we don't need you, or no, yeah, we don't need you to do all of that shit by yourself. Like a autonomous AI that does everything is scary, nigga, because we don't know the thought process behind anything it's doing. For real, for real. We just know that we built it. We could have built it to make a fucking theory valid or not. And we will never know if that theory is valid until it kills humans because humans are in the way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, with detriments, low key. And like, human ethics are the only thing holding us together.
Meta illustrates this beautifully with an example of how a researcher prepares a 15-minute talk. They don't write out every word. They outline key ideas and concepts, which can be expressed differently each time while maintaining the same core message. The architecture of large concept models is particularly interesting. Imagine it as a three-layer sandwich. At the bottom, you have the concept encoder that converts regular words into complete ideas. The middle layer is the actual large concept model that processes these concepts, understanding main ideas without getting caught up in specific words. Finally, the concept decoder translates these processed concepts back into human-readable language. What's fascinating is how this architecture relates to Meta's VJEPA approach, their joint embedding predictive architecture. This connection suggests a broader vision for AI that learns more like humans do, understanding concepts about the physical world similar to how.
You see how backwards that is? Why would you make a product to understand how humans do, and humans are like not the smartest at what humans do? You see the struggle with human ideology? Because now the robot is going to be smarter at human things, and then we're going to wonder why the robot backfired on us.
A baby learns by observation. The results are promising. LCMs have shown they can generate more coherent and meaningful content, with less repetition compared to traditional LLMs like Llama 2. They're also better at following instructions and generating controlled length responses. This development could be a crucial step forward in addressing the limitations of tokenization-based systems. While these models can perform impressive tasks, their struggles with simple problems like counting letters in words have been a persistent frustration. Meta's research once again demonstrates their commitment to pushing the boundaries of AI technology, potentially showing us what the next generation of language models might look like. What do you think about this new approach from Meta? Could this be?
I think Meta is leaving a lot of curiosity on the table because it might not be groundbreaking, but it's definitely gonna make the news. And we got to stop propaganda when it comes to tech and stuff because the real issue is AI safety and how I'm gonna say four: Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Sam Altman, and Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg is fourth because you could see that he's actually trying to stay up to date and be in the race. But like, I'm not considering him as like a person who would be a leader or a force in the technological advancements. Like he already sold all of our data. I don't want anything in your hands. But that's just my opinion. I feel like we just all need to sit down as a community and like create a new founding father for AI so we could understand AI ethics. Like the US has founding fathers that made the legal system so we understand what's right or wrong. We need a founding father for AI. We don't need an AI to dictate what the founding father shit is either. We need humans to be like, hey, look, AI is going to be here. So, we might need to get them motherfuckers right so we can implement legal laws. So, like, if one of them go rogue, they can't all go rogue. You need to make your own back door. Like I don't get what niggas is doing. And the back door need to be social engineering to some extent. Like make a word phrase or some shit, bro. Like make that phrase a secret word that the AI robot won't even know unless it kind of like backtracks itself. That's gonna take. You feel me? Like how long is that gonna take? Make it like I don't know, just make it unique and shit. But this AI safety should be taken seriously because right now we got an oligarchy. Jeff Bezos could say whatever he wants. Facebook could go into court and be like, yo, this is what humanity needs. Elon Musk could say, yo, I need your self-driving cars because it's going to save the world. Sam Altman could say, yo, look, AI is going to be revolutionary because people could cut down on business and efficiency and stuff. Like, all this shit doesn't mean that we are okay with it. We need some laws in place so, like, we can all sit down and talk about it. It sounds like an oligarchy, bro. And we're a democracy. Like regardless of what it is, like we sit down and talk with each other, you know? So let's bring awareness to AI safety. Make sure I subscribe to this channel too. This was great content by Nadeem Explains. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, keep your ringers open. And yeah, we out of here.